Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to customize your characters in Episode Interactive. So I'm just going to go to my story, which is called Start Again, with a little self-promo for whenever I publish it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on either Episode 1 or Episode 2, whichever one you're working on. I already used my Episode 1 to customize the main character and her best friend, which I could have just shown you that, but I'm just going to kind of take it the hard way. And so now you're going to delete whatever lines of text you have there, and on the first line, you're going to go over to the side margin, which says behavior and character, script templates, location, overlays, places, your places, sounds, characters, all of that, outfits. And once you finish with looking over that, on that little margin, you're going to want to click on the script templates by clicking that little arrow there, and you're going to want to scroll down to where you see avatars, dash female, and dash male. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to either want to click female if your main character is a female, or male if your main character is a male. Now I'm just customizing my love interest here for my story, so I'm going to click male, and then I'm going to want to decide on which one of my male characters I want to have as my love interest, which I already decided, because I only have 4 characters as males right now, and it's going to say ink, actor male, avatar male, and my guy characters are Aaron, Levi, Lucas, and Oliver, and Lucas is my love interest, so I'm just going to click on Lucas, and then at the bottom it says add, in bright blue, so you just want to click add. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so there it is. It doesn't really show all of your lines of text. So you're going to want to delete that very first line up there because it kind of bothers me. You can leave it if you wish. I just like to delete it if it'll let you. And then it's going to say hashtag avatar male. And then in between those 2 little brackets, there's a line. You're going to want to click on that line. And then it's going to expose all of the lines of code. So now I'm going to pause this and we're going to restart. Alright guys, so right here I have a freeze frame just because when I realized when I delete my first name area, there is a little thing which I'm going to point out which says label boy underscore change underscore 0. Do not delete that. I really bad messed up and I deleted that, and I got really confused when it said there was an error, and so it took me quite a few minutes and a really bit of struggle trying to figure out what exactly I did wrong. So while I was trying to figure out what exactly I did wrong, it would just kept saying error on the side of the screen. So I'm sitting here thinking, what on earth could I have done wrong? So I tell you to delete from all the way right above where the narrator says, what would you like to change? Don't do that. Do not delete the label boy underscore change underscore 0. Just delete the line above it all the way up to where I told you, because that would be fine if you do not want to change your character's name. But make sure you do not delete the label boy or the label girl underscore change underscore 0. Alright guys, so the freeze frame is now over, and so now I'm going to show you how to delete the name. So as you can see, I clicked at the wrong spot. I'm going to delete from right above the narrator in the video because I really don't want to refilm my video. But do not delete where I'm deleting. Please, please, please listen to this video. Do not delete where I'm deleting because of what I told you a few seconds ago, and if you must, please rewind and listen to what I said. So now it's going to ask, and now I'm just trying to show you guys what all the different options are, and make sure, right now I'm pointing out the green he looks perfect button. Do not delete that because it'll just cause a bunch of problems. That is the little button that's when you're done, it helps you move on to the next thing. So just try super hard not to delete that on accident because you'll just get super confused. And then right now it says, what color skin do you have? And it should be, does he have? So you can just go ahead and fix that. And so now we're going to scroll on down to the skin colors. And it's going to have cocoa, mocha, toffee, olive, peach, and cream. If you would prefer somebody not to have a certain skin color, you could always change it. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on a second tab here in a second and show you guys what some of these skin tones look like. So this is my main character right here. You guys are obviously can change it if you would like. And see, like, this is just the skin color caramel on this body of my character. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on Lucas real quick and show you guys what some of the different skin tones look like, and you can just go ahead and click on whoever you would like to do whatever. And so if you would like to delete one of those, just make sure you get the entire thing, or if you would like to add another one, just make sure you get the whole thing, which I will explain here in a second. And then and then again, the question is, what kind of eyebrows do you have? It should be, does he have? And then I remembered I forgot to write does he have, so it says do he have, so I'm going to fix that. And then, what does your face look like? Nope, back to eyebrows. Okay. What kind of eyebrows does he have again? I didn't really think of to delete anything here, so I just kind of left it how it was. And so this is what shape, what does your face look like? You can always change it to what does his face look like. And again, I don't think I deleted anything here, so I just kind of moved on to the next one. What do your eyes look like? And this is what do his eyes look like. And then here is where a lot of people have some issues. This is what color are your eyes, but I changed it to what color are his eyes. But there's very little options, so I like to look at a second tab to tell me what some of my color options are to see if I can add more or change them or whatever. And so I'm just going to click on Lucas and see what the different eye color options are for guys real quick. And so just clicking on Lucas, this is what my Lucas character looks like right now. And if you weren't to change him, this is what he would look like in your story. But again, if you changed him, he wouldn't look like this. So, the different eye colors, there's a bunch. There's black, blue, brown, green, purple, taupe, and toffee, and then there's white. And then a lot of people say there is gold. There's not really a gold, but the taupe is more of like a light brown taupey color, like a goldish color. So that's what if a lot of people say you hear somebody say gold, it's most likely the taupe color. I actually believe in my story I wrote gold instead of taupe. And see, I'm going to scroll in real quick and show you, like, that is what the taupe eyes look like, which is just gold. Which is what most people call gold, at least. So now I think I'm going back to my tab real quick. Nope. Oh, and here, those lines I'm pointing out right now, they don't really matter or anything. Those lines around the eyes, they don't really matter. It doesn't, like, actually, like, hurt the character or anything. Like, they go away if you see those. They go away in the story. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my tab now. And see, I'm just going to add another thing in. So I'm going to highlight from the one bracket all the way up to the first parenthesis on the color. I'm going to hit Command C, which is my copy button on my MacBook. And I'm going to hit Command V, just really quick. And then I'm going to change the color to, I believe, gold. Yep. And then it says Lucas changes eyes color, capital C in color into, and then I would type in the taupe, which would have to be a capital T. And so I believe I also added purple. I think I did. I did also add purple. So I would just delete what was in between the parentheses and add in purple, which I misspelled multiple times. Please excuse that. And then Lucas changes eye color to purple again, which I spelled multiple times. So I just scrolled down, what shape mouth do you have? And at this point, I believe I gave up with that. And so then this, what color lips do you have? What hairstyles would you like? Now here's hairstyles, which some people are a little uncomfortable with, because I don't think I like with the females, I don't like a couple of the hairstyles, so I delete of like full sections. Like, I know I don't like the pompadour, so I completely delete that. So you want to highlight all the way to there. And you want to make sure you leave the green, different hairstyles, the green change color in the green. This looks good, because then those buttons would be gone and you wouldn't be able to go to the next one. And so here's the edgy hairstyles, and I kind of left all of those just in case you would like one of those. Then I left all of the hip styles, and then I left all of the long styles, besides I think the twist. Nope, I deleted all of the shaggy hairstyles. So I deleted all the way up to right underneath the bracket for the long hair, and then you want to scroll up to where you have all of the hair options, like the long hair, the hips right here, to the classic styles, edgy styles, hip styles, and you want to make sure you delete the longer styles because if somebody were to click on it, it would just go haywire. Um, so then now you're going to scroll down to what color hair, and if you would like, you could also add more colors. I think I added cayenne, which is spelled differently than I thought, which is not the color he has right now. See, there's multiple different colors. There's auburn, black, blonde, blasting blue, cayenne, chestnut, fawn, gray, pop pink, and punky purple. Chestnut's the color he has on his head right now. It's actually one of my favorites, so is fawn. Um, but yeah, I really like cayenne, so I add that. So I'm just going to real quick highlight one of these, and then I prefer to do one that has like less letters to it, so it's easier to just like quickly change back and forth between multiple. And so I just quickly highlighted the Lucas changes hair color into blonde, and then I changed it to cayenne because I really like the color cayenne, so I like to leave it in. So now I change the color into cayenne on both labels. So it's Cayenne. And I spelled it wrong at first. I thought it was Anne, but it is not. It is Cayenne. Make sure you spell it right, or episode will not change it to the right color, and it'll most likely leave it the same color. So now it's going to ask you what your nose should look like. I believe I deleted the wide option because it just looks like a foot. In my personal opinion, you can leave it like that if you want. And the nose is always the last option. So now you are completely done with how to change it. And so I'm going to be doing more, but I actually believe now I have the changing of the mothers, but I know I deleted that. So I'm going to go ahead and be done now.